Hi, and welcome to this session on NoveList K-8+ for school librarians, searching with appeal terms and field codes. NoveList is a trusted source of reading recommendations designed specifically for those who work with young readers. This tutorial will focus on some of the more advanced features in NoveList. By the end of this session, you should be able to explain the importance of appeal terms in NoveList K-8+, as well as search NoveList using appeal terms, field codes, and Boolean operators. And why is all of this important? Simply put, these tools will help you, the librarian, connect your young readers to great books. Throughout this tutorial, the focus will be on field searching. From the basic search box at the top, we can search by keyword, but also by the title field, the author field, and the series field. However, in this tutorial, we're going to dig a bit deeper and explore the appeal factors field. One of the most unique features of NoveList is its use of story elements to describe a book. These include tone, writing style, illustrations, storyline, pacing, characters, and so on. NoveList assigns appeal terms to each of these story elements for every book. The appeal terms get at the mood and style of the book. When searching for books, especially for pleasure reading, we tend to limit ourselves to the author, title, genre, and subject fields. However, books with similar subject headings can be very different and therefore interest different readers and serve different purposes during story time or in the classroom. Appeal terms can help us distinguish such books and are what make NoveList such a great resource for teachers and librarians. For instance, consider these two picture books that share several subject headings: cats or kittens and night. The covers alone suggest that these are very different types of books, and the appeal terms for tone, writing style, and illustration confirm this. While Kitten's First Full Moon is a tender story with spare text and bold black and white illustrations, the Pete the Cat book is an energetic, colorful book that begs children to participate in the reading and start singing. The terms shown here are just some of the many appeal terms used within NoveList. You can access a complete list of all the terms at the link located at the bottom of this slide. One way to search using appeal terms is to use the advanced search page, which can be accessed just under the basic search box. This page is very similar to search pages found in other databases, with several search boxes, fields, as well as many limiters to choose from. However, as in many other databases such as ProQuest Dialog, we can also search NoveList using field codes rather than using the drop-down menus available on the advanced search page. This can save us a lot of time. Here are some of the most commonly used field codes in NoveList. We have codes for author, title, subject, genre, and the one that we'll be focusing on this session, the appeal term field code. Note that the AP field code is used for all story elements, be it for terms that describe the tone, characters, illustrations, and so on of a book. We can combine any of these field codes using Boolean operators and, or, and not. What is most important here is that all field codes and Boolean operators must be capitalized in order for the NoveList system to interpret them properly. At the bottom of this page is a link to a complete list of all field codes used in NoveList. Be sure to check it when doing a search. We're now ready to construct a search using appeal terms, field codes, and Boolean operators, which is sort of like command line searching in ProQuest Dialog. Let's say that we want to find some fun nonfiction books that have no ooh factor with cartoon-style illustrations for a first grade storytime session. First, we must identify relevant appeal terms. Looking through the list of story elements and appeal terms, we might decide that to represent fun books, we would use books that have tones that are funny, amusing, or silly, represented in blue. To exclude books that are ooey, we want books that are not gross. That would be the pink line. And finally, for the story element illustrations, we want cartoon-style illustrations, and that's represented by the appeal term cartoony. We can add the nonfiction and age limiter once we've launched the search. Now that we've identified appropriate appeal terms for our search, we need to translate all this information into a statement that NoveList will understand. Let's start with the tone of the book. So in blue, we have our appeal terms connected by the OR operator. Why OR? Because we want everything. Everything that's funny and everything that's silly and everything that's amusing. All of it. That's all included in parentheses to represent our blue line. Next, we want to exclude the gross books. So we're going to use the Boolean operator not, and then the field code AP, as well as the term gross. Note that I have added yet another set of parentheses so that we can really control how this search is executed. Finally, we want illustrations that are cartoony. In order to do that, we're going to take the set of results we already have from our first two sets of parentheses and find of those books which ones are also have cartoon style illustrations. For that, we're going to use the Boolean operator AND, as well as the field code AP and the term cartoony. Putting it all together, we have a statement that NoveList can interpret. We can now run the search and set our limiters from the results page. Switching over to NoveList, we can now copy and paste our search into the main basic text box and launch the search. Now we must set our limiters. So we have first graders, so ages 0 to 8, and we wanted nonfiction books, and we'll update the results. So we have retrieved 93 results. We can scroll through them and see what type of books we have. We can also choose to apply more limiters if we want to narrow the results further. So for instance, if I go to writing style and choose attention grabbing, which seems like a good choice for potentially restless first graders, I'm down to 9 results, which is a very good number and something that is very workable. Now, could we have done the same search on the advanced search page? Let's give it a try by going up to the advanced search page. We can get there under the main search bar. And now we have to remove our search here and start entering our terms. I have now entered the search terms in the same order that we had them before. I've also included the Boolean operators that we had identified, as well as I have selected the appeals factors field for our search. So let's launch the search. We must now include our limiters, so 0 to 8 and nonfiction, and we can update the results. Our search has retrieved 200 results. So this is quite different. If you recall, our search, when we did it through sort of command line field code searching, only retrieved 93 results. So why is there a difference? It all comes down to the order of operations in the database. NoveList processes Boolean operators in a specific order. First AND, then NOT, finally OR. So in fact, what has happened here is we have conducted a very different search than originally. The system has first done gross and cartoony, then gone up to amusing, not gross and cartoony, and finally added in the ORs. So in fact, our search would look more like this. Since the advanced search page does not allow us to use parentheses to control the order of operations, we can't really use it for more complex searches. Indeed, using code searching is not only a more efficient way to get at useful results, it's sometimes the only way to get precise, accurate results. Another option would have been to build up this search in chunks by using search sets and making use of the search history located here. However, that will be covered in the next tutorial. To wrap up, let's quickly review what we covered in this tutorial. First, we explored the importance of appeal terms in NoveList in obtaining more precise results, and identified which type of terms to use in a search. All of this helps librarians connect readers with great books more quickly and more efficiently. Then we added in the concept of field codes and looked at how to build a search strategy using field codes, appeal terms, and Boolean operators. We saw how this is an important tool, especially when conducting more complex searches and needing to control for the system's order of operations. If you have any questions, I encourage you to browse this list of useful resources, many of which were used in the creation of this tutorial, as well as some of the other tutorials that have been developed by our school district. Of course, you can also contact me directly at the email listed on this slide. Thank you and have fun with NoveList.